Enter the shadowy world of infamous gangsters and their extravagant lifestyles, where opulence met lawlessness and ill-gotten wealth was spent on lavish mansions, fine fashion, fast cars, and exotic possessions. In this video, we'll explore the spending habits of some of the most notorious figures in criminal history. Al Capone, John Dillinger, Bonnie and Clyde, Pablo Escobar, and Whitey Bulger. From the extravagant to the pragmatic, these gangsters' financial choices shaped their criminal careers and left a lasting impact on society. Join us as we delve into the allure and consequences of their extravagant spending, where luxury met the underworld in a captivating tale of crime and wealth. Al Capone. Al Capone's extravagant spending was a testament to his desire for a life of opulence and ostentation. He owned several luxurious homes, with his Palm Island mansion in Miami being the most iconic. This residence boasted extravagant interiors, adorned with the finest furnishings, an ornate pool, and lush gardens. It served as a symbol of his wealth and status. Capone was renowned for his impeccable fashion sense. He didn't spare any expense on tailored suits, custom-made hats, and exquisite jewelry. His wardrobe featured the finest designer clothing, and he had a personal tailor to ensure that every outfit was perfect. His commitment to fashion underscored his status as a style icon of his time. His collection of vehicles was equally extravagant. Capone had a penchant for high-end cars, including the latest models from prestigious brands like Cadillac and Lincoln. His fleet included armored vehicles, demonstrating his obsession with both luxury and security. In an effort to legitimize his wealth and gain social acceptance, Capone invested in legal businesses, including restaurants and nightclubs. These establishments served as fronts for his illegal activities, but provided him with an air of legitimacy. Furthermore, he made charitable donations to improve his public image. The consequences of Capone's actions were far-reaching. He was involved in a wide range of criminal activities, including extortion, bribery, and murder. His control of the illegal alcohol trade during the Prohibition era led to violent turf wars with rival gangs, resulting in innocent bystanders getting caught in the crossfire. The public grew increasingly outraged by his flamboyant spending, viewing it as a brazen display of ill-gotten wealth. Ultimately, his criminal empire caught the attention of law enforcement, leading to his arrest and imprisonment. John Dillinger. John Dillinger's spending was pragmatic, reflecting his focus on evading law enforcement and prolonging his criminal career. He invested in legal representation to secure his freedom and avoid lengthy prison sentences. He understood the importance of a strong defense, often hiring the best attorneys available to represent him. Dillinger had a preference for upscale hotels, where he would often check in under various aliases. This choice wasn't just about comfort, it was a strategic move to maintain a low profile and elude law enforcement. He recognized the significance of anonymity in his efforts to stay ahead of the authorities. While he occasionally purchased gifts for his girlfriends and associates, his spending was primarily aimed at practicality and maintaining his life on the run. His focus on practical expenses was characteristic of his cautious and methodical approach to staying one step ahead of the law. The consequences of Dillinger's actions were manhunts, shootouts, and injuries. His criminal career was marked by daring bank robberies and escapes, frequently leading to violent confrontations with law enforcement. His ultimate demise came when he was ambushed by federal agents and killed, bringing an end to his criminal activities. Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow's criminal careers were shaped by their reliance on fast cars and firearms. Their spending reflected the necessities of their life on the run and their need for tools to carry out their bank robberies. They invested heavily in fast cars, often stolen or purchased under false names. These vehicles, such as the Ford V8, were crucial for their ability to outrun pursuing law enforcement officers, and they became synonymous with their criminal exploits. Their cars represented both their wealth and their escape plan. Firearms were a significant part of their spending, as they used guns for their bank heists, confrontations with law enforcement, and self-defense. Their reliance on firearms was not just a practical choice, but also a reflection of the dangerous and violent nature of their criminal activities. Bonnie and Clyde used the money stolen during their bank heists to finance their getaways and support their travels. This allowed them to continue their criminal activities and move from one location to another without leaving a trail that law enforcement could follow. Their spending on fashionable clothing and their habit of staying in hotels under false names were equally practical choices to maintain their anonymity. The consequences of Bonnie and Clyde's actions were nationwide manhunts and numerous violent confrontations with law enforcement. Their crime spree led to injuries and deaths on both sides. Their actions had a devastating impact on many innocent individuals and communities, and they became folk heroes to some, even as their criminal activities wrought havoc. Pablo Escobar. Pablo Escobar's spending habits were marked by a desire to showcase his immense power and influence, not only in the criminal world, but also within Colombian society. His opulent residences were a symbol of his extravagant lifestyle. Escobar purchased lavish mansions, each more extravagant than the last. These homes featured gilded interiors, intricate artwork, and every luxury imaginable. They were a testament to his wealth and status, serving as opulent fortresses in which he could live out his fantasies. Exotic animals were another distinctive aspect of his spending. He maintained a private zoo on one of his properties, housing rare and endangered species. This collection of exotic animals underscored his extravagant lifestyle and desire to possess the rarest and most exotic possessions. Escobar's car collection was equally extravagant. He owned a variety of high-end vehicles, including luxury cars and armored vehicles. His car fleet was known for its extravagance, with each vehicle symbolizing his immense wealth. In an attempt to gain loyalty and support from the people, Pablo Escobar invested in local communities. He built housing for the poor, funded soccer fields, schools, and hospitals, and distributed food and supplies to those in need. These philanthropic efforts, although motivated by self-interest, allowed him to portray himself as a Robin Hood-like figure to some segments of the population. The consequences of Escobar's actions were catastrophic. His ruthless control of the cocaine trade led to extreme violence, including bombings, assassinations, and the deaths of thousands of people. Despite his philanthropic efforts, the human cost of his criminal activities was immeasurable, overshadowing any attempts to paint him as a benevolent figure. Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger's spending habits were driven by his need to maintain a low profile and evade law enforcement. He understood that living ostentatiously would draw unwanted attention. Bulger invested in legal businesses, such as bars, as a means of generating income and maintaining a facade of legitimacy. He owned various properties, often purchasing them with cash to avoid leaving a financial trail. His preference for anonymity extended to his fashion choices, where he had a penchant for high-end sunglasses. This choice was not only about aesthetics, but also about maintaining his anonymity. In addition to his spending, Whitey Bulger took measures to secure his financial future. He stockpiled money in hidden locations, ensuring that he would have access to funds even if he had to go into hiding. This financial security was a crucial aspect of his preparations for a life on the run. The consequences of Whitey Bulger's actions were widespread fear and suffering. He was involved in extortion, drug trafficking, and organized crime, which had a significant impact on the communities where he operated. His criminal empire was marked by violence and intimidation, causing harm and suffering to many individuals and communities. As we conclude this journey through the lives of history's most notorious gangsters and their extravagant spending, it's essential to reflect on the complex tapestry of their wealth and notoriety. These figures, from Al Capone's lavish opulence to Bonnie and Clyde's high-speed getaways, Pablo Escobar's extravagant fortresses to Whitey Bulger's low-profile anonymity, each left a unique mark on the criminal underworld. Their spending choices, whether flamboyant or strategic, carried consequences that reverberated through society. Violent encounters, manhunts, and casualties marked their criminal careers, overshadowing their luxury. The allure of ill-gotten wealth is a theme that has captivated both history and popular culture, but it's crucial to remember that the cost of these criminal empires was often measured in human lives and suffering. In the end, Their extravagant spending was a testament to the duality of their lives, one of luxury and one of infamy. Join us in exploring more captivating stories, and remember, as we peer into the lives of those who walked the line between wealth and criminality, it's a reminder that the consequences of such actions are far more profound than the allure of their extravagance.